Okay, today on the check-in, part 2 of the Common Sense Media Study 2026 on teens and tweens and AI. So in part 1 on Tuesday, we talked a little bit about AI use in school and homework, policies, AI literacy. Today, we're talking about AI use outside of school or AI use for topics having little or nothing to do with school. All right, 3 takeaways. Takeaway 1, a significant relationship exists between frequent artificial intelligence use and increased feelings of social isolation among youth. Right now, this is an association, not necessarily causation, but it's an interesting co-occurrence. The data highlights a distinct emotional discrepancy between heavy users and those who rarely or never engage with the technology. While a single survey cannot establish direct causality, the pattern reveals that teenagers navigating social challenges are drawn to these platforms. This correlation suggests that digital interactions may be filling an emotional void or displacing traditional face-to-face coping mechanisms. Takeaway 2, youth are increasingly utilizing artificial intelligence platforms as a primary source for personal, social, and emotional guidance. Millions of young users are bypassing peers and adults to ask automated systems about their health, their personal problems, and even their long-term life goals. Takeaway 3, many young users mistakenly attribute advanced comprehension and factual accuracy to artificial intelligence systems. Only about 1/3 of students understand that AI tools cannot distinguish between fact and falsehood. We covered this a little bit on the Tuesday check-in. There's a real need here. The guardrails are established. The rules are clear. Teachers are talking to students about AI and cheating, but they don't really know how the systems work. There's a profound literacy gap regarding how these platforms operate, even among teenagers who claim to understand the technology well. Students routinely overestimate the reliability of chatbots and frequently believe that the platforms hold direct accountability for its statements. That would be delightful. This unearned trust creates a dangerous environment where kids accept unverified health and personal advice as objective truth. Okay, I want to be careful not to just paint a glass half empty picture here. Education Week actually covered this story, and they pulled in a really fascinating thread from a student who talked about all the productive ways that she was using generative AI. She was using it as an SAT and ACT prep tutor. She was using it for college research and planning and applications, not to do the work, but to be that thought partner, that colleague, and that coach. So there's plenty of evidence here that students are able to use these tools in productive ways, but it's hard not to look at this data and the speed of adoption and worry a little bit about the lack of interactions among schools and parents. Now, that's the undercurrent here. When asked, nearly half of students said that they've never had a conversation with their own parent or someone in their family about using AI in this manner or really using AI at all. And we know that while 75% of students have had conversations with teachers about AI cheating, they haven't had conversations about that literacy and fluency component, including critically observing the output or knowing that it is really just a fancy autocomplete, if we want to call it that, but also just not knowing how to use it as a more productive colleague or coach, as this young woman featured in the Ed Week article did. So Common Sense Media has established a new institute specifically to track this data. So we're going to keep a close eye on it. That's where we are. Let us know what you think. You can check out the check-ins each Tuesday and Thursday, and be sure to watch or listen to the big show each and every Friday with Dr. Elizabeth Rade and myself. See ya.